Welcome to the Oxford 4000 Essential English Words Podcast, episode 32. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Frank, your learning partner on this journey. Emma, it feels great to be back in the studio. How has your week been?
It's been wonderful, Frank. I finally finished a book I've been meaning to read for ages. It feels like a real achievement. How about you?
Oh, you know me, always tinkering with something. I tried a new recipe. It wasn't a total disaster, which I'm counting as a win. So, speaking of achievements, what words are we conquering today? What's on the menu for this episode?
An excellent question. Today we have a very interesting mix. Get ready for two: miserable, might, wire, snake, whirl, obstacle, bomb, broad, and global.
Wow, that's quite a list. We're going from a number all the way to a bomb and then the entire globe. Sounds like we're in for an adventure. I hope it doesn't end up being a miserable one.
Haha, I see what you did there. I promise to make it as painless as possible. And for our listeners, before we dive deep into these words, please remember to save this episode. If you find our content helpful, do us a favor and hit like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our future episodes. Your support helps us create more polished content.
Absolutely. Every click helps. All right, I'm ready. Let's start this word by word deep dive.
Perfect. Let's begin with a simple one. Two. It's the number that comes after one. In Chinese, we'd simply say R.
Okay, that seems straightforward. It's just a number. But are there any common phrases or ways we use it that might be less obvious?
Of course, we often use it in idioms. For example, to put two and two together means to figure something out from the information you have. Or it takes two to tango, which means two people are responsible for a situation.
Ah, I see. So if I see my friend looking tired and I know he was at a party last night, I can put two and two together and guess he didn't get much sleep.
Exactly. Let's make a sentence. There are two birds sitting on that branch.
And another one could be, I'll have 2 cups of coffee this morning, please. I think I need them.
That's a great practical example. Now, moving from a simple number to a feeling, our next word is miserable. It means very unhappy or uncomfortable. The core meaning in Chinese is 痛苦的,悲惨的.
So it's more intense than just being sad. Like if I spill my coffee, I'm sad. But if my team loses the championship game, I'm miserable.
That's a perfect way to describe it. It implies a deeper, more profound state of unhappiness. We can also use it to describe conditions, not just feelings. For example, miserable weather means the weather is very unpleasant, like cold and rainy.
Got it. So I could say, he was miserable after failing the exam.
Yes, that works perfectly. Another example, the team's performance was miserable, they lost by 30 points.
That sounds like my favorite team last weekend. It truly was a miserable experience to watch. Let's move on before I get miserable again.
A wise choice. Our next word is might. This is a modal verb used to express possibility. It's similar to may. In Chinese, it conveys the idea of 可能 or 或许.
I've always been a bit confused about the difference between may and might. Are they interchangeable?
In many cases, yes, they are. It might rain and it may rain mean almost the same thing. However, might often suggests a slightly lower probability than may. It can also be used as the past tense of may. For example, he said he might be late.
That helps clear things up. So if I'm not sure about my plans, I can say, I might go to the cinema tonight.
Precisely. Or, she might not agree with your proposal, so be prepared. Might is also used in polite requests, though it's less common. For instance, might I ask a question?
That sounds very formal. I might stick to using it for possibilities for now. It seems less likely I'll get it wrong that way.
A good strategy. On to our next word, wire. A wire is a thin, flexible thread or rod of metal. In Chinese, that would be 金属线,电线.
Ah, like a telephone wire or the wires inside my computer. Are there any other uses?
Yes, it can also be a verb. To wire money means to send money electronically. And if you hear about a place being wired, it could mean it's equipped with listening devices.
Oh, that's a bit sneaky. So I could say, the electrician needed to replace the old copper wire.
A perfect sentence. And for the verb form, I need to wire $100 to my brother.
And hopefully, no one's apartment is secretly wired for sound. That's a bit too much drama for me.
Let's hope not. From wire, we slither to our next word, snake. A snake is a reptile with a long, limbless body. The Chinese word is 蛇.
I'm not a big fan of snakes, the animal, but I've heard the word used to describe a person, right? It's not a compliment, I assume.
You are correct. Calling a person a snake means you think they are treacherous or deceitful. It can also be a verb, to snake. which means to move in a winding path, like a river snaking through a valley.
So for the animal, a large snake was sleeping under the rock. And for the verb, the path, snakes up the mountain.
Excellent examples for both uses. And for the person, don't trust him, he's a real snake.
I'll be sure to watch out for any snakes in the grass. That's another idiom, isn't it? Meaning a hidden danger.
It is indeed. You're getting good at this. Now, let's make things whirl. Our next word is whirl. As a verb, it means to turn or spin around rapidly. In Chinese, it is xuanzhuan.
Like a dancer in a pirouette or leaves in the wind.
Exactly. It can also be a noun, a whirl, meaning a rapid spinning movement. You can also give something a whirl, which is an informal way to say you'll try something.
I like that last one. So I could say, I've never cooked Thai food before, but I'll give it a whirl.
That's the spirit. And for the spinning, meaning the children whirl around the playground until they get dizzy.
My head is starting to whirl just thinking about it. Before we move on, let me just remind our listeners to save this episode's word list. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. We've got more great words coming right after this.
Great reminder, Frank. Let's proceed. The next word is obstacle. An obstacle is something that blocks your way or prevents or hinders progress. The Chinese translation would be 大碍, 阻碍.
So it can be a physical thing like a fallen tree on the road, or a more abstract problem like lack of funding for a project.
You've got it. It can be a physical barrier or a metaphorical one. We often talk about overcoming obstacles on the path to success.
That makes sense. A sentence could be, the biggest obstacle to our plan is the tight deadline.
A very common and realistic scenario. Another one is she had to overcome many obstacles to achieve her dream of becoming a doctor.
It seems like life is full of obstacles. Let's hope we can overcome them all. What's next?
Next up is bomb. A bomb is an explosive weapon. The Chinese word is da dan.
That's a very serious word. Does it have any other, less destructive meanings?
It does in slang. In some places, saying something is the bomb means it's excellent. However, this is quite informal. More commonly, a movie or a play can bomb, which means it fails completely.
So if a new movie gets terrible reviews and no one goes to see it, it bombed at the box office.
Exactly. For the literal meaning, a sentence would be the police found and defused the bomb. For the slang meaning of failure, his new play bombed and closed after just 2 nights.
Let's hope our podcast never bombs. I think we're doing pretty well so far.
I agree. Now, for something a bit wider in scope, our next word is broad. It means wide or covering a large area or range of subjects. In Chinese, it's 宽阔的, 广泛的.
So a broad river is a wide river, and broad interests mean you're interested in many different things.
Correct on both counts. We also talk about a broad accent, which is a strong, noticeable regional accent, or a broad agreement, which means a general agreement where the details aren't finalized.
I see. So I could say, she has a broad knowledge of art history.
A perfect use of the word. And another one, we need a broad strategy to tackle this issue, not just focus on one small part.
From broad to even broader, what's our last word?
Our final word is global. This adjective relates to the whole world, worldwide. In Chinese, it is 全球的.
So anything that affects the whole planet, like global warming, the global economy, or a global pandemic.
Exactly. It emphasizes the worldwide scale of something. A company can have global ambitions, meaning it wants to operate all over the world.
So a good sentence would be, the internet has created a global marketplace for goods.
That's a fantastic example. And here's another. Climate change is a global problem that requires a global solution.
That's a powerful thought to end on. From a simple two to a global scale. What a journey.
It certainly was. And now, let's see if we can use all these words in a real conversation. It's time for our scenario dialogue segment. Today's scene, two friends are discussing a failed business venture.
Oh, this sounds dramatic. I'll do my best. Let's begin.
Hey, I heard about your project. I'm so sorry. You must feel miserable.
Thanks. To be honest, I do. The whole thing was a complete bomb. We just couldn't get it off the ground.
What was the main obstacle? I thought you had a solid plan.
We did, but there were two major issues. The first was a thin wire of hope we were hanging on, a key investor who pulled out. It created a ripple effect.
Oh no, that's tough. A financial problem is a difficult one to snake your way around.
Tell me about it. My head is still in a whirl, and I might have been too ambitious. I was already thinking about our global expansion.
It's good to have a broad vision, but sometimes starting small is key.
I know that now. It just feels like a miserable failure.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Every failure teaches you something. You'll bounce back.
I hope so. Thanks for the encouragement.
And there we have it, a conversation using all 10 of our words for today. You can see how miserable describes the feeling. Bomb means failure, and global and broad describe the scope of the ambition.
It really helps to see them in context. And now, I think it's time to put our listeners to the test. Welcome to the Chinese to English practice segment. I'm going to give you a sentence in Chinese using some of the words we've learned today. Your job is to translate it into English.
Ready when you are, Frank. And for our listeners, don't be shy. Give it a whirl.
All right. Here is the first challenge sentence.
尽管他可能会遇到两大障碍，但他对这个项目的广泛热情是全球共读的。
I'll give you a moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Emma, what are some possible answers?
That's a great sentence. One good translation could be, although he might face two major obstacles, his broad enthusiasm for the project is recognized globally. Another option is, he might encounter two significant obstacles, yet his broad passion for the project has gained global recognition.
Excellent answers. Broad enthusiasm is a great collocation, and using globally or global recognition both work perfectly. Ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
Here it is. 那条金属线像一条蛇一样盘绕着，这让他悲惨的处境雪上加霜。A little tricky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your thoughts, Emma?
Ooh, nice one. You could say, the metal wire, which was coiled like a snake, made his miserable situation even worse. Or, a bit more poetically, his miserable predicament was worsened by the metal wire snaking around everything.
I like that second one. Using snaking as a verb. It really paints a picture. Okay, last one. Let's try to get a few more words in. Here we go. 当那个可怜的计划像炸弹一样失败时，他的世界天旋地转，找不到出路。Your 5 seconds start now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's a powerful sentence. A good translation would be, when the miserable plan failed like a bomb, his world began to whirl, and he couldn't find a way out. You could also say, his world was sent into a whirl when the pathetic plan bombed completely, leaving him trapped.
Using bombed as the verb is a fantastic alternative. Great job to all our listeners who tried. That was a tough set of challenges.
It was, but practice is key. And that brings us to the end of our main content for today. But don't go anywhere. In our next episode, we'll be tackling another exciting list of words.
Ooh, give us a sneak peek. What's coming up?
Get ready for inquiry, combination, clock, poison, pave, porter, pill, revolution, harry, and inspire.
Wow, from poison and pills to revolution and inspiration. That sounds like a roller coaster. I can't wait.
Me neither. And to all our amazing listeners, thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. It really helps us continue making these episodes for you.
It was a pleasure as always, Emma. We went from two to global and hopefully didn't make anyone too miserable.
Haha, I think we navigated the obstacles just fine. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye for now.